Well, hello everybody. This is going to be a Barbarian solo Diablo kill. I'm just going to go through and show everyone some good ways to do it. First, you got to go to Act 4, obviously. Enter the Crystal Arch. Probably want to put it on Inferno difficulty. That might be a little bit more impressive. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't care. Alright, so now going into this game, I'm just going to let everyone know I'm not decked out with DPS. This is not going to be a super fast Diablo kill. However, what I do have going on right now with my buffs on is about 1,000 resistance everything, up to 1,100 on some of them, 7,600 armor, and 78,000 life. So the way I like to measure what a barbarian has is in three basic statistics, and that is your general resistance percentage, your armor resistance reduction percentage, and of course your life. And that should go in the order of armor, resistance, life. Therefore, if I'm trying to talk about what kind of tank I am, I have 71.85 armor reduction through my armor, and then I have another 75, 76, 77 throughout my resistance, and then 78 life. So what I would say, kind of barbarian I am, is a 71, 76, 78 barbarian. And that of course denotes all the major important stats. You don't really need dexterity or intelligence on there, but anyway, let's get this started. It's going to be kind of lengthy. I'll show everyone some tips along the way. Probably edit some of it out, but I might just leave the whole damn thing on here. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't even have my freaking abilities set correctly. Let me go through and tell you why I'm using each ability also. Okay, I've got Frenzy and Smite. Obviously Frenzy. Frenzy keeps my attacks up, keeps my life on hit going, and that Smite stuns them. Got Leap with Iron Impact. That Iron Impact gives me 300% additional armor for 4 seconds. Pretty much makes you invincible for 4 seconds. That's kind of a must-have in my opinion on later levels. I've got Revenge is what I normally set, Revenge with a Provocation rune, but for Diablo I'm actually going to use Furious Charge, and I'm going to use that with the Dreadnought rune. This is not as obviously effective life's leech as Revenge, but you don't really need the life steal against Diablo so much. There's not really a whole lot of minions to hit. Wrath of Berserker Striding Giant, again, that does some DPS. That also makes me dodge. I replace that with other things sometimes, but for now I'll just leave it on. Well, let's see here. I guess really it doesn't really matter what you use. You need Ignore Pain. If you only got it for 5 seconds, I use Mob Rule to save my DPS. I don't need it right now. I'm just going to turn to Ironhide. Relentless, obvious. Nerves of Steel, really depends on how much strength versus vitality you have. I happen to have more vitality than strength. And Superstition, which is great. And I'm noticing more and more barbs using this, and it took longer than I expected. Oh, right. Also, I don't really have anything other than Wrath of Berserker to use my Fury. It's kind of a useless thing. Sometimes I'll turn on the passive that gives me extra damage at max Fury, but for the most part I have no reason to really use my Fury. Alright, there's my impunity buff that increases, again, everything that does. Armor and resistance by 50%, so it's great. Alright, let's get in this battle. Try to present some scenarios along the way to help everyone better understand exactly what's going on and how it may apply to your game. I do enjoy that Diablo does have boobies, though. That is way better than killing Diablo without boobies. I'm skipping this. So you can see, pretty much just start sitting here, whacking at Diablo. Oh, now these things are fun. Obviously when you're soloing you don't want to get hit by that. But actually when you're co-oping with some good DPS, you're going to want to get stuck in those if you're the tank. It just, of course, allots the DPS a few seconds to shoot Diablo, get chances to stun Diablo. there's really no reason that you need to be sitting whacking at Diablo as long as Diablo's distracted. Go ahead and pop Wrath of Berserker here. There's no reason to use it later, so. I want her to start using some more of her damage spells so I can show you kind of how tanking works, because right now I'm just keeping her stunned. She doesn't really do a whole lot, except for this. She's trying to bone me. So you can see when that Iron Impact happens, I have over 26,000 armor. That's kind of ridiculous, way more than I need. So for 4 seconds, like I said, you're pretty much invincible. You can see here, in the fire, I'm not taking much damage because of my resistance and armor and everything. I also do have about 1,000 life on hit with the items that I'm wearing. It's very helpful. I do suggest if you are tanking and want to do things like this that you do find a good life on hit weapon, or at least items that give you over 800. Now, obviously, if I were to have a DPS, Diablo would be moving around a little bit more, but also dying significantly faster. I'm going to do another one of these videos later with a monk, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, because high-level monks tend to be better DPS than wizards sometimes, just because they can stay fighting. They're more tanky, but maybe it's just this one monk. I really need to start trying to dodge those. So the reason I use Dreadnought and Leap is just because it gives you tons of mobility to dodge stuff like that if you need to. Alright, let me show you this part right here. See how that fire doesn't go anywhere? This is a perfect time for your DPS to hide over here and lay into him while you're sitting over here. It works on either side. His main fire attack just does not go through this middle colonnade, I suppose. Also, if you are co-oping this, which is my favorite way to do it, I don't really enjoy soloing that much. I just think the game's meant to be played with DPS. It doesn't matter who you are, you can do a run faster with 2 people than you can 1. For the most part, I'm sure I'll probably have a lot of people commenting stuff in there, but whatever. But anyway, if your DPS does go down, for instance, like, let's pretend that my DPS was going away, did something silly, got caught out in the middle, open field, and is dead somewhere around here or something. So when you're fighting Diablo, and she's going to be a bitch, but she'll just then take off like that. Normally, it gives you enough time to res somebody. You might have to wait for her to do it once or twice, but fairly consistently, as long as you sit and wait and smack at her for a while, she's going to get out of your face and give you plenty of time to go res people. Like now. Boom, res, 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 res. Easy. Okay, we're going to be heading into the dark realm soon, nightmare realm. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but then I'll show you exactly the best way to take out some of the clones and that Diablo strategy from that perspective.
But yeah, there's no real danger in the first part of this for sure. It's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty simple run. You just sit there and keep whacking at her and keep clicking her. I need to stop saying whacking her. That sounds weird. But yeah, that's a perfect example. You can see that whole left side of the map is going to be completely clear for your DPS. And that's where they're going to want to sit and just be barraging Diablo.